Hey guys, it's Kellen Miller back here with a Blender tutorial. In this video, I will be covering how to create and make just pretty much physics, anything with rigid body. And what I'm going to be doing with this is I'm going to be making a bullet physics pretty much. Well, not bullet physics, but I'm going to make a ball fall into a lot of blocks, and it's going to look pretty awesome. So first off, with my starter cube, the scaling at the beginning, you don't have to do that. I was just bored, so I scaled it up. And so what you want to do is you want to delete this, and you want to click Shift A, and then Mesh, Plane. And then what you want to press now is S, Shift Z, and then on your number pad, you want to click 1, 0, 0. So you want this to be pretty big, so 100. Okay, so now that we have this gigantic plane, now we want to add in what we're going to be using for the ball physics. I'm going to be shifting a cube in here, so Shift A, Mesh, Cube. And then let's move this right on top of the plane. And then a way that we can figure out how to know if it's right on top of the plane or not is by clicking 1, 5. 1, 5. And that should get you to front orthographic view. And then you can zoom in really, really, really close into it and make sure that you're doing it right. I'm going to move this plane up actually just a little bit. Alright. So, now that we have that, I'm going to right click on my cube, and then over here in my bar you can expand this like this, or you can use the scroll wheel to get to different things and bars. Okay, so you want to click on physics, make sure that you are grabbing onto this and not anything else, just this. You're going to click rigid body, and just that's pretty much all you need to do. And then the next step is you want to click on the plane, right click on the plane, click rigid body, and then for this type right here, for active, you want to click passive. And to make sure that you did everything right, you can check, because right now this cube is going to fall and it's not going to really do anything. Okay, but if you have problems with it going through the plane, with the cube going through the plane or the cube, then either just come over here and click animated, and that should solve that problem. But for me, for some reason, it's fine the way it is, so pretty lucky. Next thing we want to do is, I'm not going to be using the array because I'm not really good at giving people tutorials on how to use arrays, because it's just way too hard for me to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into front ortho, which again is 1, 5. Okay, and click 5 a few times until you get to front ortho. And then what you want to do next is make sure that you're only holding on to this cube. I'm going to click Shift D, and then click X, and then hold down Control, and then get the cube so it's right next to this other cube, just like that. You want to just keep on doing that. So, and then to grab multiple cubes, you click on one, and then you click Shift, and then right click, right click, right click, so you can have all those. So Shift D, X, move it over. Shift D, X, move it over. And now, what's really helpful about the new versions of Blender is that they allow a box select. You don't have to move your lamp. I'm just going to move it for an example right now. So you take the B, click B. This will give you like a crosshair right now. And what you want to do is you put it anywhere, and you have to click down and make sure that you're selecting. It doesn't really matter how much you're selecting of it, just so that you're selecting all of these boxes. And then what you're going to do next is Shift D, and instead of this time going back and forth with the X, we're going to go up and then which to go up is Shift, sorry, I did this wrong. So you want to do Shift D and Z and then Control and then get it right on top. For some reason I have two cameras and I duplicated that, so don't do that. And we're going to do this once again. So Shift D, Z, like that. Box select all of this. Shift D, Z, Control, got it right on top. Okay, so now we have a wall. So exciting. We have a wall. Okay, so if you just wanted to test out how and learn how everything works, I mean, you can mess around with how these physics work. You can select on this plane, click play, and you can move it up and down and make them just go crazy pretty much. And sometimes it'll lag out and make them go in between or underneath the plane, which I don't know if it's possible to change that or anything, because I'm not a Blender expert. I'm not somebody who does it for a living, but I just like doing it. So now that you have that, and to go back, if you get it too far down and then you start playing it and it just falls and then everything falls apart, that's okay. What you can do is you just click Control Z and then that will undo what you just last did, and so it'll get you to get back up to this. Okay, so now what you want to do is go down here to view. If you know the key frames for everything, that's good, because I don't really memorize that kind of stuff. You want to go into right side view, grab onto this camera and move it out of the way so you don't duplicate many cameras. And same with the light. You don't want to duplicate all these. You can, but it just messes up the whole thing. So you need to box select all of these. For some reason I selected that. And to unselect a camera or anything that you accidentally clicked on, you click Shift and then you right click it. Okay? Alright, so Shift D, and then now this time, instead of going Z or X, you're going to click Y. And that's going to get you so you can move it side to side. And then do that. You want to do the same thing until you have what looks to be good. Shift Y. It'll start getting a little bit buffery. My computer's starting to get a little buffery. Oh, wait. Shift. There we go. Okay, so my computer is about to explode. So, oh, wait, I did that one wrong. Don't do that. Okay, Shift D, make sure that you're clicking Control, and then wait for it, and then connect it side by side. Okay, now we have a bunch of these boxes, and then A to unselect. Okay, alright. Now we have a bunch of these boxes. It looks like a cube, and to test out, make sure that everything runs smoothly and doesn't blow up in your face, which that will happen using these kinds of physics. You want to just make sure that everything is okay now and not blowing up. Okay, so right now, yeah, you can see little cracks in it, but it's not exploding, which is good, which is what we want. So go back to the beginning, and now what we're going to be doing is we're adding something to break all of these blocks apart. What I'm going to be using is Suzanne the Test Monkey. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click Shift A, Mesh, Monkey. And then I'm going to move this monkey head right on top of this, on top of the box. And I'm going to scale this guy up a lot, making it pretty big. Okay, now what we want to do is over here in the shading, I'm going to click Smooth. And then you want to make sure that everything is right above this cube, or else it will not work. You want to go over here to Physics, and then click Rigid Body, and then it should already be on active, and just keep it there. And then what you want to do is if you just play it right now, everything's gonna drop. It'll take a minute for it to render everything. But this monkey will drop into it and it won't do a single thing to it. It'll just kind of bounce up and down. So what you can do is that's like pretty much it's pretty much light. So we need to make it really heavy. So we can set the mass of it to be 5,000 pounds, and that will make it be really, really heavy. Because every single one of these is, I believe, just one. Yeah. So 5,000 of whatever these things are. And then the next part, we pretty much finished most of it. And now what you want to do is make sure that everything is running smoothly. I'm going to go into front orthographic, which, remember, once again, is 1, 5. And then I'm going to move my my light right above Suzanne's head. Okay? And I'm going to move my camera up here. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click 0 on my keypad to get me into the camera view. And I'm going to click N. And then lock camera to view right here. Then you can click lock again, N again. And that'll just get you out of here. And moving around using pushing down the scroll wheel, which is weird because you're in a camera view. If this is like, if your view is being a little off and like doing something that you don't want it to do, that's okay. You can just have it be focused right here, and the Suzanne head will just come into your view. Okay, now you want to set your lamp physics. You want all of them. You want to be in render, cycles render. Use nodes, and then set your strength up to about 500. And that should be good for lighting up the whole thing. If you want to go one higher, it's not going to make a big difference, but it'll just help. Hey guys, I just realized that something bad was happening with my picture on this render. The problem is that if you zoom in out too much, it'll just get this gray thing, and you can't really get a full-size view with it. So actually what I'm gonna do is, instead of having it be really, really huge, I'm gonna get out of that camera view and click 1, 5, and then box select all of this, and then click S, and then scale it down really, really, really tiny, like that, and then get it right on top of your plane, and make sure that it is on top of the plane, because or else everything will fall. So it's on top of the plane, just like so. Then that should solve that problem. Now I can get back into my camera view, zoom in, and everything should be there. Hope that solves that problem. A little bit more. And so pretty much right now we can just click render and it should be done.